Good evening and welcome again. This is MentorUsLive, the only digital platform that brings you connectivity to those that are in their craft, in their trade, making it big and making change. Tonight, as you can see, it's a different setting, it's a different look. I mean, I look a bit hip-hoppy because the people we are with tonight have taken over the dance and artistic industry by storm. They've traveled to over 7 countries. They've brought in over 5 pro dancers. And I tell you what, their vision is not only to up their own game, but it's to change the whole industry and impact lives. Let's take a journey in the minds of these 2 innovative dancers and see what exactly sets them apart. Guys, how you doing?
Good, very well,
Good, thank you. Thank you for having us.
You know, this is so unique. I feel like I've seen you somewhere.
I heard it's quite a small place, brother.
Like, every time I see these dance videos, you know, like Step Up, or what's the other one? I always feel like I've been there. And when I was watching your videos, you know, I kind of like danced and all that, and I felt like I'm part of the team.
Yeah.
How you been?
Good, fine.
Good, thanks.
I'm really keen to like find out about you guys, your background, you know, how you actually got into this.
Yeah.
Like, Kunyai, what's up? Tell me.
Good, man. Geez, it's a long, short story.
Okay.
But the long and the short of it is that we met about 7 years ago, and we've been dancing together ever since. And then in the process, I met a best friend, and like, the rest is history. The rest is history.
And Michelle, welcome.
Thank you so much for having us.
How did you start dancing?
I started dancing when I was 4, and I didn't really have much of a choice. My mom loved dancing, and she danced when she was young, and she was forced to give it up when she was a teenager. So she always wanted, if she had daughters, she said they would always dance. So she took me to my first lesson when I was 4, and I've never looked back, really. It's been a long 23 years.
Oh, gosh. So, like, Gunya, how many years have you been in this trade?
Cheapest. I think I've only been dancing since the end of high school, so it should be about 9 years dancing.
Okay.
So, and then I took it seriously, took it serious maybe about 7 years ago when I auditioned for National Ballet for the first time. And that's when we met. So when I decided to take it serious, and then this happened. So
you know what is so phenomenal about your story?
Yeah.
Is that you were born not able to walk. In fact, I'm not going to preempt. Tell us about that story.
No, that's
really
a crazy story. And people always ask me, like, why don't you lead with that story? And like, it's a crazy story because I was born with a condition called club feet.
Club feet.
Club feet. Yeah. So it's like when you step like this.
Yeah.
And my feet were looking this way.
They're upside down.
Upside down, yes.
Gosh,
believe it or not.
Yeah.
And it was a miracle, to be honest. And a doctor, shout out to Dr. Buggard. I don't know if he's still in the trade right now, but I wish to meet him. But yes, I went through corrective surgery for about the first 4 years of my life. And so I only started walking at about 4 or 5, I think. But
And what was the inspiration for dance?
Jeez.
Because I'm thinking after such an experience of obviously it was going to be painful.
Yes.
The first couple of years.
Yeah, but I don't remember much of it, to be honest.
Okay.
My first experience of dance was actually watching a dance movie. Exactly. This generation of dancers starts off with dance movies. What was it?
No.
Step Up. No. It was the first. No, the first one. The first one.
How can we forget?
Come
this?
on, you cannot forget this. This is very against the dance gods. This is not allowed. This is not allowed.
Oh, guys, what is it called?
You Got Served.
Yes.
You Got Served was a movie that got us all crazy. And ever since I used to just copy that in my parents' living room, and ever since then, that's it. Like, I couldn't resist. Like, I just kept on trying. So it was trial and error, most of it.
And Michelle, you grew up a ballerina.
Yes.
Me too.
Yeah, really.
Oh, wow, really? Thank you. So, like you said that growing up, your mom instilled dance into you.
No, for sure.
Did she identify the gift, or it was just out of her own passion?
I think she could, in the beginning, obviously, she liked it and that sort of thing, so she put me into it. And then I think she realized that I had talent, so she did push me a lot, which I'm grateful for. I'm so glad that she did push me, because I wouldn't have been here today if I didn't. You know, when you get to 10 years old and you're like, I'm not going back. And she's like, yes, you are. Okay.
Wow.
There's no argument.
And from National Ballet to a competition in 2007, you and your you and your girls were dancing. You're called the Pink Panthers.
Pink Adrenaline.
Pink
Close,
Adrenaline.
The Pink Panthers.
But this is the amazing thing. Gwinya, you were not a dancer at that stage.
I was not a dancer. I was a non-dancer at the time. I was just a groupie. I used to just follow my friends, cousins around and support them all the way, even though they were getting knocked out very early. But we still supported them. But I wasn't a dancer, but that was my first ever time watching her dancing. And that's the only performance I talked about, but they were just a showcasing performance.
Yeah, we didn't compete.
So we're not competing. So everyone was
so
like,
random.
What if those girls competed? So like, it was crazy. She can tell you the whole story.
So she inspired you to dance?
Obviously.
Was she that bad?
No, I wasn't. Shut up.
Wow, no, that's amazing. Welcome to MentorUsLive.
Thank you.
You know, we just wanted to flex out to just get you comfortable. And,
perfect, thank you. Helped.
So you have a dance studio, DanceAvenue, which creates legendary dancers who then get into 8th Avenue.
Correct.
Okay, you guys have gone to over 7 countries internationally, globally. What is it with then going out? What did you find missing within Zimbabwe in terms of dance?
Oh, wow. Do you want to take that?
Okay.
Okay, I think
right.
the missing link for us personally, for our generation, the generation that's coming up now, is the community. But the dance community, but unity being the key word in the community, part of the community. If that makes it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's what we learned the most, besides a wide vocabulary of dance moves and dance sequences and routines that we can use. But the togetherness of a dance community is what I think what is like missing.
Yeah.
I think
that the main reason for us is that the dance community in Zim is very, very small.
Yeah.
So in order for us to try and expand it and advance it, we have to go to the international country. We have to go to the leading countries. So we have to go to the States. We have to go to Germany. We have to go to England. We have to do all of that stuff in order for us to bring that back here. Because for us, there's no one above us who can teach us the genres that we wish to learn. You know. Okay. So I mean, for us, no one taught us how to do this style of dance. We watched it on YouTube. Yeah. So. Or we teach each other. We just say, right, I've got this dance. Do you want to learn it?
Yeah.
Like, let's just try and wing it, basically. But for us to advance it with the kids, we have to go out to learn more. Yeah. So that's why we have always said we have to go out of the country to learn, to bring back, to try and just make it like broaden everything here.
Yeah.
So Gwinya, I'm really keen to know. What was the reaction when you were at home and you said, you know what, this is what I want to get into. It's going to be my livelihood. Yeah. I'm going across town. Yeah. There's a partnership you've just formed. Yeah. CrossCulture. Yeah. Cross income. Yeah. Cross everything. Yeah. What was the reaction?
Dude, this is like quote my mom.
Yeah.
Anzi, akuna mwana wepamba pano anaita zvakadaro zvekutambesha.
Oh,
no,
wow.
It's not bad, but that was the initial reaction. But they eventually.
Gosh, we can't be lost in translation, eh?
Exactly.
Nope.
No, but you know what? They eventually accepted it, and they were very supportive. And when they got to meet Michelle, they thought she was okay. I'm joking.
Average.
Let's show she was really cool people, and I think our friendship was very positive. So that was the best part about it. Mm-hmm. So everything that we were aiming at was positive. So yeah.
Okay. And Michelle, obviously you've been dancing since you're 4.
Yeah.
So the fact that you wanted to take it as a profession possibly would not have struck your family in such an awkward way. But when you then said, look, my partnership, I want to switch from ballet to hip hop. Yeah. What was that reaction?
Are you serious? That was pretty much it. So I'm very trained. So when I used to dance, it was by the book. Everything we used to do was written in a book. 1, 2, 3, 4 counts. You do this step, hop, arm here, this here. And I was like, I don't want to do that.
Wow.
I don't. So to explain, my best way of explaining. So it was one Haifa, National Ballet. I was dancing for them. They asked me to choreograph a piece. Yeah. And the theme was ABBA.
Okay.
I don't listen to ABBA. I mean, they're great. They are. I can't dance to ABBA. Anyway, so I thought of a concept. Yeah. I was like, I'm going to spice it up a bit. Yeah. Okay. So Emma's like, you have to choose an ABBA song. I said, no, that's fine. So I made it part of the skit in the show, right? So it started with like 30 seconds of ABBA. And then in the skit, we went and like changed the song. And the song that I put on, I think I was 19, was like, you think you gangster, cause you did.
Wow.
I'm not joking.
my
And then
goodness.
at the end of the like dance, then the teacher would come in and be like, what are you guys listening to? And because I was like, I can't dance to ABBA, so
That
don't
is
make me
so-
do it.
that's
So yeah,
crazy.
that's kind of, I think everyone, I didn't really listen to what people would say.
Yeah.
I was literally always the only white girl at like a competition. Like,
Yeah.
hey guys.
Exactly. Exactly.
I was the white girl that did the handstand.
Yeah.
That's,
Oh, wow.
yeah, that's what I was known as. But
This
I
is
loved
us. This
it.
is us, literally.
I'm not joking.
Hey, go in and do your move.
Oh,
But I
you
could-
posted.
Oh, that was a reaction every
Yeah.
single time.
Oh, wow.
No, but like obviously my family was incredibly supportive, and so it went so well, and I couldn't have stuck to the books and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm very glad that I did move to hip hop because it's so much more free compared to everything else, I find.
So you know why I actually asked this question? Because families come into play quite a lot. And there's a lot of input that they actually put within the decisions that you make. So it was really key for us to
Yeah,
find out
for
how, you know, your background, even in terms of the cross-cultural, the race thing,
Yeah.
and all that, because there's a lot of, the race card is played a lot of times in terms of business, which actually moves us to the next section of this interview, is the enterprise part of DanceAvenue. Tell me about the business structure within your business and how you actually decided who does what and how you actually progress your vision, for instance.
I think basically what's really nice is we know what genres are our strength and our weakness. So when it comes to dance, it's very simple to define what to do. Like, I would never go and interfere with one of Airborne's hip-hop classes. Like, that's obvious. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Neither would
Whereas,
I interfere with
like,
her contemporary
yeah,
class.
like he wouldn't come and teach my contemporary class, but I'll take his class, and if we wanted to work on a piece together, that's fine. But we've never really said, right, Airborne, your job is to do this, or Michelle, your job is to do that, because we don't feel that's the right way.
Yeah, I
to
feel
do
like
it.
everything is pretty much organic. Like everything just like happens by itself.
Yeah.
I promise. Like the last time we were saying we have a guardian angel.
Yeah.
For everything that we do, something
always goes right.
always goes right. I promise you, this is not a lie. This is not a fluke. I don't know. It just happens by fluke because something just directs us to the right place, and we end up in the right place. So like for business structure, it's pretty much organic, and
We basically have the same goals and the same focus, so we can't actually go wrong, because if you're both aiming for the same thing, there's never really an argument. Of course we argue about silly things, but we've never, not once, had a major argument or anything.
about anything.
Because we know what our focus is, we know we're both driven as much as each other, maybe everyone a little bit more than me, but anyway. But we do know what we want to achieve, and we set our goals together, and so far we've achieved every single one of them.
That we've tried to go for.
Yeah, for sure.
So you guys are the youngest dance company. In terms of age,
Yeah.
on an individual stage,
Yeah.
and as well as the age of your company.
Yeah.
What's been the response and reaction with other established companies that came in way before you guys?
I mean, there's not that many established companies. There was like Timbuktu and stuff. But
Yeah.
for us, we are a company, but obviously we can't be professional until your profession is dancing. So we're still an amateur company.
Yeah.
But so yeah, we're not as though we're the youngest, but I think Airborne and I are the youngest studio owners.
Studio,
That's
yeah.
for sure.
So
That's
like
definitely
I
for
think
sure.
and do you know what? It had mixed reactions in the beginning.
Yeah.
Because we were the new kids on the block and all that stuff, and without being like controversial, like it kind of sucked, but at the same time it kind of motivated us to be better. You know, so like people's reactions kind of influenced our progress.
Strengthen us, really.
Exactly. So.
And you guys are disruptors, basically.
Yes.
So pretty much
Absolutely.
You guys are really, really disruptive. Your innovation is crazy. I had the privilege of attending, like before this interview, of course, of attending Incognito.
Oh yes.
That concert was amazing. The very first. They did it in a warehouse. Lights, camera, action.
That's crazy.
That's the first one like that I attended. But before that, you had Lion King.
Yeah.
It sold out 3,000 people, the biggest attended dance act ever.
Yeah.
Well, in my own books.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
pulled crowds more than
We
Haifa,
did.
possibly.
It's actually crazy because that night
crazy to
we
think
broke
of.
a record, remember?
Yeah.
I forgot about it, but we broke
Yeah.
the book. There's a
Book of African Records.
It's called the Book of African Records, and we broke it for the largest number of people doing a choreographed dance routine in Africa. And I think we had 3,000 people dancing the same routine
time.
at once. And we've got like our certificates on our wall. So so that was kind of amazing.
So that was pretty cool. That was a pretty cool night.
So this whole disruptive nature, how do you create these ideas? What's your creative process like?
There's not much of a creative process.
Like
literally, there's not much of a creative process.
That's actually what we don't do.
Literally, we could be sitting, hey, I got an idea. What? Hey, what if we, do you know what I mean? There's so many what ifs, and it just piles up. I think you would agree.
For sure. But I think also within our dance, within the company, within 8th Avenue, there's so many different styles of dancers. So we have to keep each of those kids happy. So we have to do a hip-hop show, we have to do a contemporary show, and each of them has to be better than the one before. So for us, we're trying to make sure that we're pleasing everyone as well as pleasing the public. So that drives us and forces us to try and think outside the box.
So once the idea is there, then the creative starts. Do you know what I mean?
I see.
So the spark needs to be there, and as soon as the spark is there, then everything else is history.
So it's like a lean business model. You don't spend the time planning, but you are executors. You get into it.
Exactly.
You panel beat as you go.
Exactly.
Grow and adapt, grow and adapt. That's amazing.
For sure.
You know what? We're just going to take a short break, and then we are going to get deeper into the enterprise of your craft. Ladies and gentlemen, don't leave. If you're going to take off your dancing shoes, do just for a second. We're going to be back with Gunyai and Michelle. Welcome back to Mentor Us Live. Today, as you know, well, hip hop, dance, and I'm just trying. Don't judge me. But today, as I mentioned earlier on, we're joined in studio by two of the youngest disruptive dance entrepreneurs in the country. Guys, you know what? As an entrepreneur, we experience a lot of things. We make mistakes. We come up, make mistakes. We grow up. I'm very keen to understand some of the mistakes that you guys went through and how, you overcame them.
I think our biggest mistake is sort of assuming that people are going to continue to follow you or are going to continue to walk in the studio. That's not something that is guaranteed every year or every term. Like if we don't put the work in or the marketing in, it just doesn't happen. And I think we learned that
the hard way.
Definitely the hard way. Not our favorite memory, but we did. We did a show and it was not well supported, but we didn't advertise. We were like, nah, people will come.
Yeah, exactly.
We did not make that mistake again. I can tell you that for free.
I think
what was your response? How did you ensure that never happened again?
I think we cried after that show.
We lay on the stage with the curtain down and cried together.
But from that, we learned a lot, and we learned that we have to be way more aggressive with our advertising. That's very important, and staying relevant as well, and always switching it up with styles, with whether the style of show or
we can't be monotonous.
Or venue where you're doing the shows and stuff. So everything just has to change all the time, keep people surprised and interested.
Oh, that's so cool, hey? And as you obviously know, that we are Mentor Us, which means that we thrive a lot in terms of people who inspire us. It could be individuals, organizations. They could have certain traits that we look at and we say, look, this is it. We want to emulate that. We want to be big, and we want to just make it like them. Who are your inspirations?
I mean, Airborne and I both have like our favorite, if you're talking about more like the dance side of it, we do have people that we look up to. I mean, there's Napoleon and Tabitha, who, I mean, everyone knows them from So You Think You Can Dance. And there's Keone and Mari Madrid. And like both of them, they're partnerships. And that's what we like a lot, because you're not just focusing as individuals. It's so much easier if you're in a partnership because it's two minds together. So I think...
So you can actually balance, you find balance in a partnership, do you know what I mean? So as long as you're doing it for the right reasons, you find balance. So like she said, Napoleon, Tabitha, and Keone and Mari are one of our biggest like inspirations and idols.
And as entrepreneurs, you obviously have something that keeps you up at night. You have a desire to solve a problem, What's the thing that DanceAvenue is seeking to solve within their vision?
I think for us, it's just, Airborne and I are so so aggressive with what we want to achieve that sometimes we feel like we're never actually satisfied. Like someone can come to us after the massive show that you sold out and you're like, guys, that's amazing. We're like, yeah, but we should have done two.
Exactly.
Okay.
See?
Yeah, like
so
they were like, why didn't we do two?
Satisfied.
Like we did so well, why didn't we do two?
Yeah, exactly.
So that's what frustrates me.
Yeah, I think like, that's the thing. Like, I think like it comes back to relevance. Do you know what I mean? Like staying relevant all the time. So your mind never stops as a creator. It never really stops. If you ever settle as a creative, you're done. You've lost.
Yeah.
That's where you've lost.
And for an entrepreneur who's out there, they might be afraid to pursue their dream. You know, maybe it's cultural.
Yeah.
Maybe it's financial.
Yes.
In terms of igniting passion, what would you say to that young person out there?
Wow.
I think in order to get something out, you have to put stuff in. So if you're an entrepreneur, you have to take some risks.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, we've all been there, we've all done that. So if you don't actually put in the work, your dreams don't just come to you. You can dream it all you want, but unless you make it happen, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I think it's being proactive. You have to be proactive.
You have to always put out material. And by putting out material, it could be doing the job that is not paying you anything at the time.
Yeah.
But you have to have a forward-thinking mentality that, like, what can I get out of this job? What relationships can I create out of this? Or what can I benefit from going to a road show that have been asked to perform? Like, we've performed at a road show before. Do you know what I mean? But when we were starting out, it's not like we just started and then everything was going smooth. We had to catch those bumps, and once you catch the bumps, you're going to catch the good waves, and then that just flows from there.
I think people also think that you have to win big immediately.
Yeah,
like everything
exactly.
takes time.
It takes
I mean,
time.
we've been lucky that it's been a short amount of time, but it could take you 10 years, it could take you 10 months. Like you don't actually know how long it is, but if it's what you want, you just have to continue to go for it.
Exactly.
And obviously, as I said before, you guys are disruptive in nature, meaning that your innovation game is on point.
Thanks, man.
Speaking about the future of DanceAvenue, the future of the dance industry itself, what do you have in store for us?
Wow.
Tell us the secrets.
Immediate future or distant future?
Immediate.
Immediate future. Well, we have this event that we started last year. It's called Urban Dance Experience. And it's where we bring out international choreographers that come and teach in DanceAvenue. But this year we chose to open it up and have them teach at a bigger stage, on a bigger platform, and allowing all dancers to get the experience. And as well, Michelle can tell you about the showcase.
We're doing a showcase which involves 3 of who we think are Zim's top studios and stuff. So we've got Eminem, we've got ourselves, DanceAvenue, and we've got June Police Academy, who's Breakthrough Productions, and we're putting on so basically everyone's going to have like a 15-minute set they can do, and basically we're just saying do as much as you can, do the best you've ever done, and let's change how people view a show, you know what I mean? Like we have to, in order to get the audience back, because audiences have died down a huge amount, so we have to earn their respect back, and I think this show is going to be big enough for us to do that.
And as the dance industry itself, is there a future, or people
definitely.
are just
definitely
dancing?
There's a future.
No, for sure.
I think, we are the future. Like, I feel like the young generation, we are the future. That's why we targeting them, to inspire them and kind of get them out of their seats and start moving with us.
Yeah, and understand that dance can be your profession. You don't have to just do dance while you're at school and give up at 18 to go to university if you go to university. Do you know what I mean? Like a lot of people who dance, they end at 18 and that's all they do, you know.
Exactly.
It can be taken forward, like we're proof that you can
take it
make
forward.
a living off of dance.
Okay, so what's making the other young dancers not as prominent, if you're saying that it's possible to make it a career?
It comes.
I think it's a lot from family.
Yeah, I think it's also self-belief, to be honest. Like, if you don't believe what you're doing, like, it's very clear. Like a wise man once said, the person that believes they can do it and the person that believes they cannot do it, they're both usually right. Do you know what I mean? So the moment you believe that you cannot do something, or that is too uptown for me, or that is too, do you know what I mean? Like, as long as you start looking at things from outside the box, then you can't actually get to see exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's all about the perspective.
Perspective.
Sure.
Whatever you believe in, whatever you want to achieve.
It sounds so cheesy.
I know, right?
I know, right?
But it's that's so true. Like you said, like, it sounds so cheesy. But like, if I didn't believe that it was possible to this dream that I'm living every day.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I haven't even gotten to wake up yet because I don't want to ever wake up from it because it's every day is literally a dream because, do you know what I mean? Like, it's what I love to do, and
yeah, we're lucky enough.
We're lucky enough. Do you know what I mean?
Our job is our passion, so we can't actually go wrong. When
people used to say that, I was like, this privileged person. They're like,
yeah, I am.
Exactly.
So thanks so much, guys, for sparing your time. I know you could have been doing something else other than sitting here, maybe dancing. But thank you for your time. Yeah. I mean, maybe as a shout out, you've got something to say to the audience as we log out.
Yeah, I just want to say that, guys, you can literally be anything that you want to be as long as you just put in the time and as long as you put in the effort in what you believe in, you can be that. Just look at the short term and your long term and work on your short term every single day, and your long term will sort itself out.
Get closer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. So anyway, yeah, thanks so much.
Thank you.
MentorUsLive, the only place where you meet people who can hang their boots for a second and talk to us about their entrepreneurial journey. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll meet again next time. Ciao.
My name gon' hold up, my team gon' hold up, my name gon' hold up, my team gon' hold up, my shots gon' fire, my team